Hey, what's going on, everybody? James Grooms here from jamesgroomsmarketing.com, where I talk about affiliate marketing and how to make money on the internet. Today, I'm going to talk to you about DreamHost and their web hosting services. I'll cover their pricing, some of their support, and their features that they offer through each of their packages so you can get a better understanding of what DreamHost has to offer when it comes to hosting services. Now, after watching this video, if you decide that DreamHost is the company you want to do business with and purchase your hosting from, please do me a favor and click the link below in the video description that is my affiliate link and make your purchase through that. If you do, I'll get paid a commission. It won't cost you anything extra, but it will help me to make some money and keep this business up and running. So with that being said, let's jump into the computer and get started on this DreamHost service review. Alright guys, welcome to the inside of my computer in this DreamHost review. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is DreamHost Uptime. Now, uptime simply refers to the amount of time that your website is successfully up and running on the internet and not down for maintenance, viruses, errors, or any other issues. So the higher the uptime, the better score you can give to that hosting provider. And most hosting providers will guarantee you at least 99% uptime. That's like the standard in the industry. But DreamHost, however, they guarantee you 100% uptime. They say that your website is never going to be down unexpectedly unless it's for scheduled maintenance. Now, if for whatever reason your website does go down, they talk about reimbursing you for that time being down. But on their page for their terms of service, they say DreamHost's assessment of downtime begins when the customer opens a support ticket to report the problem. Now, with that being said, it means that you're going to be down longer than is actually documented, because contact is always going to start after the fact. But it's a pretty bold move to guarantee 100% uptime for any hosting company. Now, it's also important to note that, if the website does go down for whatever reason, it has to be, quote, for reasons other than previously announced scheduled maintenance or coding or configuration errors on the part of the customer. Now, I want to point that out because, while it should be obvious, unfortunately, there are some customers or would-be customers out there that would try to blame the hosting provider for things that are not the provider's fault. So if your website is down because of a mistake you make, that's not considered downtime or DreamHost's fault. But if it's down for something other than DreamHost scheduled maintenance, like an error on their end, then you could be considered for reimbursement of some type. But guaranteeing 100% uptime, that's a pretty bold move. DreamHost has been around for, I don't know, 20 some years now, I think. And they seem to know what they're doing. They got really good reviews in terms of their hosting services in general. And like I said, they've been around long enough to know what they're doing. So generally speaking, you don't have to worry about your website ever being down, really, at least not nowadays. In 2020, keeping websites up and running is not really a big issue anymore. Maintenance is going to be done. Scheduled maintenance is going to be done from time to time. That's a given. So your website would be down during that time frame, but that generally doesn't take too long. The only time I would be concerned is if maintenance and upkeep were not performed. So DreamHost seems to be good to go in terms of their Uptime and their Uptime Guarantee. The next thing I want to talk about is DreamHost's customer service and support options. Now, they talk about having 24/7 in-house support that's there when you need them, the ability to talk to actual real human beings, which is a really good thing. That's a step ahead of some of the competition out there. And it's nice to be able to actually get a hold of somebody if you're having an issue on their site. If you go to their support page, they have 4 different ways for you to approach a problem. You can come here and check out their knowledge base if you're somebody that wants to just uh, take control of things yourself. You can go in their discussion forums if you want to see what other people have already said about issues or already experienced. You can check their system status page. This is going to tell you different things. This is going to tell you about different aspects under Bluehost, like their systems, like shared hosting, DreamPress, their VPS, and whether they're up and running and functional or if they're down for some reason. And then, of course, you have the final option, which is to contact tech support. And all you have to do here is to just log in with your DreamHost account or log in with your Google account, and then you're good to go. Having these 4 things, that seems to be a lot of information, which is a good thing. It's a lot of options to choose from, and that's a good thing to have. So when it comes to DreamHost support, they seem to be squared away on that as well. Before we move on any further, we'll talk about a money back guarantee. Now, depending on the plans you get, you can get a money back guarantee, but it only comes under like 2 certain conditions. DreamHost offers a 97-day refund policy for shared hosting plans that are purchased with a credit card. So you have 97 days to be able to get your money back if it's purchased with a credit card and it's shared hosting. Aside from that, they also offer a full refund on their DreamPress hosting fees if your plan is canceled within the first 30 days of opening the account. So again, with shared hosting, you have 97 days to get a refund. With DreamPress hosting, you have 30 days. Aside from that, though, aside from those 2 scenarios, there's no other plans covered under that policy. So don't get excited about getting a money back guarantee on any other type of plan. But that's also like not surprising because that just seems to be the norm. Now their pricing structure is not bad either because you only pay for the services that are listed when you make your purchase. So there are no additional fees added to your account. There is no sales tax on any DreamHost purchase, and there are no hidden charges of any kind. Your total cost is the monthly price of the plan that you sign up for, multiplied by the number of months you decide to pay. So you get to see ahead of time everything that's going to cost you out of pocket, and you don't have to worry about some unexpected charge or fee popping up on your bill. Moving on next to their security features, you can't ever be too safe on the internet. There's a lot of danger out there, a lot of people up to no good, but they got their engineers and their technicians working on the back end. As you can see here, their team of security engineers, internally known as Nightmare Labs, leading up our efforts to make sure you have a worry-free experience. It's always a good thing to have somebody on the lookout on the backside. DreamHost security seems to be pretty tight. They offer a lot of different things as a standard here. They have a malware remover that could discover malware on your sites and fix it, remove it, and get your site back to being clean and healthy again. They offer free domain privacy by default, which is a really good thing. This means that when you purchase your web domain, your .com, that you're not going to be able to log on the internet. You know, some random person can't get on the internet and find out exactly who owns your domain. Your name, your address, your phone number, all your contact information is going to be secured, and other people are not going to see that private information. Really good thing about that is that saves you from the pain in the butt spam telemarketing phone calls and emails that I guarantee you will come like crazy if your information is not kept private. They also have mod security, the standard web application firewall for Apache. They offer you SSL and TLS certificates by Let's Encrypt, which is good. This means that you're going to have the little padlock on your website that you see here. This little padlock, that's called an SSL certificate. If you don't have an SSL certificate, then Google penalizes your website, and that can be very bad for you and bad for business. So they also have all their Nginx offerings include HTTP2 support, next standard for the World Wide Web and encrypted by default, and then a web application firewall for Nginx built on OpenResty. Can process hundreds of thousands of requests per second, so it's nice to be able to know that they're not super old school and out of the game. Now, before we move on to the actual hosting plans, I want to point out something that a lot of people might not know about DreamHost. A lot of people, when it comes to building websites, especially WordPress users, they're probably used to cPanel. DreamHost does not have cPanel. DreamHost instead has their own they have their own custom built panel on the back end called DreamHost panel. Now, inside of DreamHost panel, you can manage your websites, your databases, your email, and your billing, and you can also complete most of the same tasks in the DreamHost panel that you can complete in cPanel. But I just want to point out that cPanel, is a lot of website users are probably used to, is not something that comes with DreamHost. Okay. So now we'll actually get started here on the hosting plans here. Okay, this is what a lot of people might consider to be the most important part of this review, but it's actually all these other things I've covered are just as important. So DreamHost has a lot of different hosting options here. Okay, all hosting plans from DreamHost come with the custom control panel, aka that DreamHost panel on the back end. That's their cPanel alternative. They also come with a one-click installer, so you can quickly and easily install things like WordPress and Joomla. They come with solid-state drives, which are, according to DreamHost, 200% faster. It comes with award-winning support, the 100% uptime guarantee. In real life, human beings stand by to offer guidance, help, and support whenever needed. So their shared website hosting, here's the first plan that we're going to cover. It's broken down into two categories. They have the shared starter plan and then the shared unlimited plan. Now, as you can see here, each one of these plans comes with a monthly, a 1 year, and a 3 year purchasing option. Obviously, the higher you go, the lower the monthly rate is going to be. Okay, if you were to start on their monthly plan, it's $4.95 per month. For the shared starter plan, if you were to go at 1 year, it drops to $3.95, and if you were to go for the full 3 years, it would only be $2.59 per month. Again, the same thing with the shared unlimited. Okay, the price starts at $10.95 monthly. You go to the yearly, it drops to $5.95. You jump to the 3-year, and it's $4.95 per month. So looking here at Shared Starter, it's made for one single website. It's got a free domain included. It's able to handle unlimited traffic. Comes with WordPress pre-installed, which is going to be good for a lot of people that don't know how to install WordPress. Has their new WP website builder, which is like their drag and drop website builder to help you create a professional looking WordPress website. Fast SSD storage, the free SSL certificate, and then you can add an email as low as $1.67 per month. And then over here in the shared unlimited plan, it's pretty much the same, but you're getting the unlimited email at your domain. So it's important to point out that you really pay attention to the fact that there are 3 different pricing options here for you to choose from, and this covers their shared website hosting. This is probably where most beginners are going to come to do their purchase. Shared hosting is not bad. It just means that you're physically sharing a server with other DreamHost customers. But as your website grows and expands, and if you're building a business and you begin to get more money, more revenue coming through, then you could expand your own space and start to level up your plans to something maybe other than shared hosting. But this covers their shared hosting plans. You got monthly, 1 year, and 3-year. Moving up to the next option here, we have virtual private servers, or their VPS hosting. Okay, now this is a great option if you can afford it. Okay, all DreamHost VPS hosting plans come with managed performance, security, and updates, your own dedicated server resources, quick and easy to use custom control panel, the ability to handle unlimited bandwidth and traffic, expandable RAM and storage, SSDs, email, SSL, and unlimited domains included, and your VPS is based right here in the United States, which is a good thing. So again, the hosting plans for VPS are broken down into 3 separate options. You have the monthly, the 1 year, and the 3-year. Starts off at basic for $10 a month and goes all the way up to enterprise at $80 per month. Again, if you select the monthly rates, the price is going to go higher for each month. If you select the 1 year, it's going to drop a little bit, and in 3 years it drops quite a bit. So beginning with the basic, as it says here, it's for new and small websites. If you can afford to do this, $15 a month, go for it. The longer, when it comes to hosting, the longer that you could sign up for, the better. I would say try to go for at least a 1 year service plan when it comes to hosting. And anything less than 1 year, I would say try to have enough to cover at least 3 months of hosting. You can do a lot with a website in 3 months. But again, really, it's all up to you and what your goals are, and that's your decision in the end. But their basic starts off for new and small websites. You get 1 gig of RAM, 30 gigs of SSD storage. It can handle unlimited websites, unlimited traffic. Again, you got the free SSL and unlimited email at your domain. As you progress upward to the different plans, everything pretty much stays the same, but you just get more RAM and then more SSD storage for each one of these plans. And then you get all the way up to enterprise, and it's the same thing. You just get more RAM and then more SSD storage. This covers their VPS hosting plans with virtual private servers. If you were to sign up for hosting. VPS is pretty good. If if you're somebody that wants to get something that's not shared, I would suggest going for VPS. Again, like I said, that's up to you. Next one is their managed WordPress hosting. Now, this is for, of course, you WordPress lovers. If you want to have some help on the back end that's specifically dedicated to WordPress, a plan specifically made for WordPress, then this would be the way to go. Their managed WordPress hosting is known as DreamPress. They have DreamPress, DreamPress Plus, and DreamPress Pro. Now here I want to point out the difference in their purchasing options. Okay, notice that they only have monthly and yearly plans. Now there is no no other option here in the middle. It's just either pay by the month or you pay by the year, as opposed to this, instead of 1 year and 3 year, it's just monthly and yearly. So DreamPress, as it says here, is everything you need to power a successful website online. All of their WordPress hosting plans they offer come with some pretty decent features and add-ons designed to make your experience on the back end a lot easier as you progress. You got instant WordPress setup. So on plans that support multiple websites, you can just use their one-click install to make more WordPress instances. That means to install WordPress quickly. You get the free domain again with their WordPress hosting plans. You have their cPanel alternative on the back end, which is the DreamHost panel. You'd have auto WordPress updates, free privacy protection, 24/7 support, free email hosting, again the free SSL certificate, and then automated backups. With these plans, again, the higher you go, the higher the price is going to jump. Take a look here at their monthly rates. DreamPress starts off at $19.95. DreamPress Plus $29.95, and the Pro goes to $79.95 per month. And then if you were to switch that over to yearly, save up to 16%, and brings it up to $16.95, $24.95, and then $71.95. Really, it depends on the type of website you're going to build. If you know what you're doing, you may or may not want to purchase a DreamPress plan. It's just really up to personal preference. Some people really like managed WordPress hosting. Some people really don't like it. Just depends on your personal preference, really. But if you're doing something like an e-commerce store, it's always good to have a lot of help, as much help as you can have on the back end. Again, I always say it over and over. Whatever you do is up to you. Just make sure you come through here and really take a look at what it is they have to offer. I do want to point out here that on the DreamPress plan, you have Jetpack free installed. The Jetpack is a plugin. In case you don't know, it is a WordPress plugin that you can install on your website and get different options, different features for your website built or added through the Jetpack plugin. That's the free version on the DreamPress. On DreamPress Plus, you have Jetpack Professional, which is basically just a paid version of the Jetpack plugin. And then you also have the Unlimited CDN, which is a content delivery network. I want to point out that this CDN comes through Jetpack. And then you also have that Jetpack Professional and the CDN on the DreamPress Pro plan. Some people do not like Jetpack. Some people complain that it can be bothersome and it can break your site. And I can tell you from experience that it kind of is a pain in the butt sometimes. Depending on your website, your goals, and your general setup behind the scenes for your website, Jetpack may or may not be a good idea for your website. I've used it in the past on a website, and it was just, I think I've tried it on 2 different websites, and it was just a problem for me altogether. I didn't like it. It didn't work for me. It clashed with other plugins. But then again, there's a ton of people out there that really love it. So it's really important that you understand that things like this Jetpack Professional included or Jetpack Free pre-installed, it's important to understand what these things are. It's just a plugin that anybody with WordPress can download. If you want the professional version, you can just pay for it on your own WordPress website. So make sure that you do your due diligence and read up about these things to understand what this stuff is. Never get sold on a big long list of things. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out for their DreamPress plans or their managed WordPress hosting plans. So after that, we have the next and final option is going to be the most expensive. This is their fully managed dedicated server hosting. Again, with their dedicated server hosting, it has just the monthly and yearly plans available. This is broken down into 2 plans. You have the standard plan and the enhanced plan. Now, according to them, they use the best software and hardware available to ensure that your site's always up and faster. Their dedicated hosting plans come with either HDD or SSD hard drives for lightning fast loading times, 24/7 DDoS protection, 2N plus 2 power redundancy, and then you can use your server resources however you want without the fear or worry of having to share. Because it is, as it says, dedicated hosting, so you're literally using your own server all for yourself. Do whatever you need to do. Real quick, I want to point out, I mentioned that their plans come with either HDD or SSD hard drives. There's really technically no difference in terms of quality between HDD or SSD. It's not something that you're really ever going to notice a difference on. And I want to point that out because there are a lot of people out there that would try to press the issue and say, oh, SSD is the way to go, yada, yada, yada. Or it's just really, it's not. It's up to personal preference. So don't get excited if you're going across a plan and you're trying to decide which one is best for me. Looking here at their standard plan here, their standard servers have 4 core processors and can handle all your site's visitors. This is a route you want to go if you're going to build a pretty decent high-speed website. Okay, if you're really going to have a lot of traffic and you're really going to have a lot of visitors on your website and you want to expand pretty quickly, dedicated server hosting is going to be the way to go. Each of their dedicated hosting plans comes with the 100% network uptime guarantee, Ubuntu Linux, uncapped bandwidth, OP cache, unique IPv4 and IPv6 addresses, 24/7 tech support and server monitoring, RAID 1 storage, reseller and sub-account features, PHP 7, Perl, Python, Ruby, Node.js, full root and shell access, DDoS protection, Ruby version manager, advanced and easy to use DreamHost panel. Again, that's their cPanel alternative on the back end, and then local MySQL server with full root access. Again, I want to point out that these only have the monthly and yearly plans available. So, depending on what your goal is, just read through the options and then make an educated decision based on the features that they have to offer. If you're going to build a super massive site and you're planning on going big from the very beginning, again, dedicated servers are the way to go. Standard will be a great place to start. Enhanced is if you're going to go really big. The bigger the better, and that pretty much covers their dedicated hosting plans. So that's it for now, guys. We've covered their support. Okay, the 4 ways that you can view, or the 4 ways that you can address a problem through your account. We've talked about their security and things they offer, like malware remover, free domain privacy. Oh, also want to point out, a lot of places will charge you extra for this every single month. Again, because this is free by default, it's a really amazing thing to have. We've talked about their shared hosting plans, how it has 3 payment options with 2 different plans. We've covered their VPS hosting, 3 different options with 4 different plans. WordPress hosting, 2 options with 3 plans, and then again their dedicated server hosting with 2 options and 2 plans. I hope that you found this information to be helpful in reviewing their hosting options. I know it's a lot of different information to take in if you're somebody that's new to the world of web hosting. I hope that you found this helpful, though. If you decide to go with DreamHost, please do me a favor. Click that link down below in the video description and make your purchase through that link. That is my affiliate link. It's not going to cost you anything extra, but it will help me to keep my business up and running, and I will earn a commission if you make a purchase through that link. So thank you very much for checking out this DreamHost review, guys. I will see you on my next video. Thank you very much. Bye.